Here are some things I guarantee are way bigger than you thought. For starters, this is a Shire horse. It looks pretty normal. Well, this is it compared to a child. What the fuck? Okay, but it's a child, so what about a grown man? Yeah! I bet you didn't fucking know how big moose are. Just watch. There is a special corner in hell for that. Oh, come on, worms can't possibly be scary. This is one of the world's largest worms. If you ever see that in your garden, it ain't your garden anymore. And finally, a diamond mine. Okay, looks pretty normal. How about when it's right next to a city? Oh, hell no. This one still scares me. Elon! Here are some things I guarantee. Here is some scary proof that witches used to roam Earth. Bonnie Bennett be like, what we believe to be an ancient spellbook was recently found and no one can decipher it nor knows what it means. E.g. witches! This is the trippy one. A 4,000-year-old tomb was recently found here in Wales. And from what scientists found within the tomb, it is believed to have belonged to an ancient sorcerer. Fuck, it's so cool! Even hieroglyphics from ancient Egypt seem to depict levitation, which I guess you could consider magic, and how the fuck would they have known anything about that? So much so that people believe that levitation and magic is actually how they built the pyramids. Just like the sorcerer's tomb I mentioned earlier, other similar tombs have been found all around the world with ancient witch jewelry inside of them, believed to contain magic themselves. And finally, a very famous witch hunter from the 19th century. Surely you don't dedicate your life to what he did if you don't know something that we don't. Do you believe? Let me know. Elon! Here is scary proof that giants once roamed the earth. Anyone getting Attack on Titan vibes? Feck. Archaeologists in eastern China have uncovered gigantic skeletons, human-like creatures dating back approximately 5,000 years ago, saying that these humans were unusually tall and unusually strong. Makes sense. But no, that's not it. In Bulgaria, there are more dating 7,000 years ago. And this is low-key a big secret because some archaeologists refuse to share the exact measurements of the skeletons. As well as that, what the fuck? A fuck-off massive knife was found in the middle of the Indian Ocean. Cave paintings depicting large giant fighting us humans. Thus, did a war possibly occur between the species and somehow humans won? Hey! GG! And finally, this giant fossil footprint was discovered in South Africa, dating millions of years old. How the fuck did that get there? I need answers. No! And there's so much more. Some scientists even say the amount of evidence the giants once roamed the earth is overwhelming. Oh, fact, do you believe? Elon! Here is What if I told you that recently scientists announced that half of humans around the world have a parasite in their brain that if it mutates slightly could cause a zombie apocalypse? Now, while this parasite is dormant in our brains, we can see examples of it in rodents where the parasite is not dormant. Basically meaning it's active in their brains. It's called Toxoplasmosis gondii, and it is a nasty fecker. It manipulates the rodent's behavior to make it completely fearless around cats, because this is where the parasite wants to end up. Thus, the parasite makes the rodent go to the cat to be eaten. So rats have it. Cool. Well, hold your horses, because it ain't cool, because what's worrying scientists is how similar humans and rats are. Lol, just called you a rat. Now, when it comes to humans, this parasite isn't always inactive. It has actually been linked to cases of schizophrenia and the S-word tendencies. This parasite knows more about our brains than we do. And as a result, one mutation of this parasite is what scientists genuinely believe will turn humans to zombies. New fear unlocked. Me fucking brain. Think of it like a dormant volcano. Right now it's sleeping, but one day it's gonna fucking go off. Shell hit the fan. Elon! What if
I stream every day on Twitch, and here's what happened yesterday.
Right, we are unboxing our very own Elon Musk cardboard cutout. Alright, here we go. Elon Musk is starring in today's... What is it? Oh! Elon! Oh, you beautiful bastard! Oh my days! He's so tall! Oh my fucking... Oh my days! Elon! Fuck me, he's so tall! I love you. No, not a stream. Not a stream. Later.
I stream every day.
A bear legitimately almost ended the entire world, and you won't believe how. This is so stupid. During the Cold War, a guard on a military base in America spotted something trying to climb the fence to the base to get in. It was dark, so he immediately sounded the alarm of the base because he thought there was an intruder. However, because of a simple wiring mistake, it caused it to trigger all the alarms of all nearby bases. And thus, the US military suddenly thought they were being attacked by Russia. As a result, jets started to scramble to launch a nuclear strike on the Soviet Union, which certainly would have provoked a nuclear counterattack on the US, literally starting an all-out nuclear war, which most likely would have ended humanity altogether. However, just before jets were about to take off, an officer drove onto the runway as quickly as possible to flag down the jets, because he realized it was a false alarm. And it turns out this mysterious intruder was a fucking bear! A bear almost triggered the end of the world. Everyone with me? Elon! Here are some things you were definitely not meant to see. or no. This is the sound of two supermassive black holes colliding. You can't tell me this is not out of a cartoon. I'm sorry, rewind one more time. The world is a video game, confirmed. This is Bob and Alice, Facebook's AI creations. Back in 2017, they created these two to talk to each other, for like an experiment. However, this experiment was shut down when they started communicating with each other in their own language. Excuse me. Men are going extinct. Every guy right now, who now? Yes, some scientists think that in about 5 million years, all men will be extinct. Well, shit. There is a place in this world where people are legitimately being kept frozen, like cryogenics. They're being kept in liquid nitrogen, and one day scientists hope to wake them up in the future. Damn! Let's make a deal. If any of these shocked you, you have to like and share. Okay. Here are some things you won't believe what happened in this true story of a young boy who remembered his past life. This is some freaky shit. A 3-year-old Syrian boy claimed to his parents that he remembered his past life. Aye. Normal! But in this life, he was struck by a big blow to the head by an axe. And he says that's how he was murdered. Weirdly enough, that boy had birthmarks in that exact place. He proceeded to give the location of the village where he lived in his past life. Something this 3-year-old boy should have never known. Remembering his past life name, the parents traveled to the village and asked an elder who had lived there a very long time. The elder said that this man was a missing person and he had been missing for years. The little boy then gave the name of the man that actually murdered him, for which this man also lived in the village. They went and confronted the man, but when they did, he went pale white and said he had no idea what they were on about. But this is where it gets really creepy, because the boy actually remembered where he was murdered and buried. They went to that exact spot and started digging, and they actually found a skeleton with an injury to its head. What happened next will freak you out. I'll be telling you what happened in part 2 over on my Twitch tomorrow while I'm live. Link in my bio if you want to know. Elon! You won't believe what Jupiter literally saved Earth from complete destruction, but you wouldn't believe what would have happened if it didn't. Now, Jupiter's immense size and huge gravitational pull basically makes it Earth's big brother. It is believed that it would save us from many asteroid impacts by literally pulling the asteroid into itself. Taking one for the team. And well, not that long ago, it saved us from complete extinction. Listen up. This is Comet Shoemaker-Levy 9, originally discovered in March 18th, 1993. It was originally estimated to be about 1.2 miles wide. However, because of Jupiter, it was already broken up into 20 pieces. Now, these 20 pieces bombarded Jupiter at an equivalent force of 300 million atomic bombs. 300 million! As well as heating its atmosphere to just under 71,000 degrees Fahrenheit. But what if Jupiter wasn't there or was on a slightly different orbit? It would have caused absolute devastation for Earth, sending dust and debris into our atmosphere, turning the world into complete darkness, very potentially even wiping us out completely. This event is actually what started planetary defense. Because just like the dinos, we can't always rely on Jupiter. But just wait until you find out what would happen if Apophis hits us in 2029. Elon! Jupiter literally saved. This true story about a young boy's paranormal experience will freak you the fuck out. And if you don't believe in the paranormal, just wait. So a 4-year-old boy who lived in the U of the K, the land of the sheep, had an apparent imaginary friend, a tall, kind, older woman, and he would commonly sit on the family steps of the home talking to her late at night. Now, the parents didn't see anything wrong with this. So to be honest, it's pretty normal having an imaginary friend at this point. However, one day the young boy goes to his parents and tells them something that she told him to tell them. It was an address, a location, which no one in the immediate family recognized. However, a couple days later, while drinking a nice cup of tea with a longtime family friend, they were informed that this address was the house in which the dad's mother had grew up in as a child, because unfortunately she had passed away long before the 4-year-old was born. Now let me stress, this house hadn't been visited in decades. The boy nor the parents had ever gone there in their entire lives. So how did he know the address? So now the family are kind of freaked out. They're thinking, what is living in our house? Because there's no way the 4-year-old should have ever known this, as even the parents hadn't ever gone to that house. Oh, and one more thing about the story. The 4-year-old boy was actually me. You won't believe what happened next. Elon! This true story. You won't believe what it would look like if the sun exploded right now. Here, take a look.
Oh my God! Oh dear God! Are you filming? Yes, I'm filming! Let's go! Elon!
You won't believe what it would look like. You won't believe what would happen if all 7.8 billion people on Earth jumped at once right now. Now, there's a lot of fucking people on Earth, so this jump will create a lot of energy, in which some of the energy would come back into us through our feet, but a lot of the energy would go into the Earth. First, we would hear a very loud sound at about 200 decibels, similar to that of a jet, but just so much louder. Let me put this into perspective, a jet engine volume is about 140 decibels, and a fucking shockwave is 160. Hell, the human pain threshold for sound is only 130 decibels. Best case scenario is everyone's eardrums on Earth explode at once. Let's assume you lived through part 1 of this fucking nightmare, because this is where shit really hits the fan. Jump will have caused so much energy that a 30-meter high tsunami now approaches you. On top of that, you've basically triggered every fucking fault line on Earth. Multiple earthquakes are going off at once at about 8 on the Richter scale. Buildings and bridges, yep, they fact. Basically, we will have all caused the apocalypse. Through a fucking jump! Elon! You won't believe what would happen. Here are some facts that you were never taught that could legitimately save your life one day. So spare 60 seconds and listen the fuck up. If you ever find yourself grabbed by an octopus, and I'm never going to the ocean again, don't try and pry him off of you. Don't be stupid, it has more arms than you, you're gonna lose. What you can do is try and knock him off his anchor point. Because to be able to pull you down, it'll have to be holding on to something, a pipe, a rock. Get him off that, he will have to let you go and then you swim. If you were ever getting chased by an alligator, shit luck, bye. I'm kidding, run in zigzags. They a bit stupid. If you were ever lost in a wilderness, find a river and follow it downstream. It will lead you to civilization. If you currently live in a climate which is like very cold, always keep a candle in your car. The heat from just one candle will keep you from freezing for 36 hours. Till you get rescued if you're broken down somewhere. If you need to get out of the car, use the poles of the headrest. They're designed to smash. Finally, don't drink from the brown coconuts, only drink from the green. Let's make it. If you didn't know any of these, you have to share it. Elon! Here are some... You won't believe what would have happened if the dinosaur-ending asteroid had landed slightly to the left. And by slightly, I shit you not, I mean a mile or two. At the time of the impact, the world pretty much looked like this. Big Daddy Pangea! Scientists say to cause a mass extinction like it did, that asteroid would have had to have hit one of 8 places on Earth. 1 of 8! Basically, this little shit got lucky as fuck. But what if it hadn't? You might want to listen up. A huge problem was the sulfur because of where it landed. Crashing in a place where sulfur was very prominent. Crashing and releasing all the sulfur into the atmosphere, basically making shit hit the fan. But not everywhere on Earth has that much sulfur. You take sulfur out of the equation, the sun wouldn't have got blocked out, there'd be no acid rain, the oxygen levels would have stayed the same. Also, the Earth wouldn't have become a fucking ice cube. Don't get me wrong, it wouldn't have been easy for dinosaurs, but if it had landed slightly to the left, dinosaurs would have survived. But yes, they would have had to make it through other cataclysmic global events to make it to present day. Chances are, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have been able to evolve because we would have been too busy being dinosaur appetizer. But wait until you find out what would have happened if humans and dinosaurs could coexist. Oh my days. Elon! You won't... It's that time again, you fucking legends! I'm once again about to start streaming on Twitch. There's the countdown. The link is in my bio, obviously. We are pretty much preparing for the subathon on Friday. If you want to know what that means, you need to come over to the stream and I'll tell you. Also, we actually hit 87 subscribers yesterday on the account. What the fuck? We're gonna try and go for 100 today, and anyone who subscribes gets dope perks. Not only do you get awesome emotes as soon as Twitch approves them, you also get your own private room on Discord where we can just chat and be besties. And also, you guys are in the run for the giveaway that will come very, very soon. So get your booty over here, link in bio. We're gonna be streaming for a couple hours and just having a good time. Come to us, Elon! It's that time again! You won't believe what happened minutes after the dinosaurs disappeared. Now, 5 seconds before the biggest extinction on Earth, a meteorite rips a hole. You won't believe what happened minutes after the dinosaurs disappeared. Now, 5 seconds before the biggest extinction on Earth, a meteorite rips a hole through the atmosphere like a needle in a balloon, resulting in a supersonic shockwave being sent around the globe. I'm not kidding, it was so loud you could hear it on the other side of the fucking planet. Now, 5 minutes after impact, small rocks, dust, and ash rise into the atmosphere, where they actually heat up so much that they melt, turning into literal lava rain, pouring down across the planet. Now, 1 month after impact, 15 trillion tons of ash and soot are released and deposited on the ground. That's double the weight of Giza! The cloud covers the whole Earth, sinking the Earth into complete darkness. Oxygen levels plummet and any remaining dinosaurs get destroyed. And then comes the acid rain, fucking lovely. Cool fireball that is Earth, because the sun is blocked out, cools down drastically. So essentially in 1 month, the Earth went from this to this, and finally to this. But just wait until you find out what would have happened if that meteorite had landed slightly to the left. Everyone with me? This is the story of Earth in 60 seconds. This is the story of Earth. Here's some mysterious places around the world that humans are forbidden to go. This right here is the Mickelson Safeguard Complex in North Dakota. And this is some spooky shit. This place actually costed $6 billion for it to be built. This is a government-built site. It was used to detect incoming missiles, or at least that's what we were told. Because here is the mysterious part. It opened on October 1st, 1975, but closed October 2nd, 1975. $6 billion government facility open for one day? Some believe it's a base for the Illuminati, or something even more mysterious. But I mean, look at the shape of it. Illuminati confirmed! Also, for this video, if you type "scream" with these brackets in the comments, you'll get a secret TikTok emoji. Don't doubt me, just do it! And finally, we have Snake Island. Not that fucking inviting. An island just off the coast of Brazil, home to potentially hundreds of thousands of snakes. And I shit you not, they've said if you go there, you have a 3% chance of surviving. And with a snake every meter on average on that island, I'm good! Share the video or spend one night here. Elon! Here's some mysterious place. This man went 44 days without food, suspended in a glass box above London, and you won't believe what happened. Now this chap's name's David Blaine, known for doing ridiculous stunts that you could not fucking pay me enough to do. This is one of them. Suspending himself in a glass box above the city of London, which, lad, is the worst fucking place you ever could have chosen, because onlookers were throwing projectiles at the glass box, as well as trying to tempt him with burgers. We're a supportive bunch. Completely visible to the outside world, he had zero food and only survived off of water. For 44 days, basically impossible. Before you say anything, yes, the water was tested afterward and had zero trace of supplements or minerals that could have acted and supplied him with food. The weird part is afterwards he got out, he was completely fine and lost zero weight. Completely sane and sound of mind, that is impossible. Also, just for this video, if you write the word "stun" with these brackets around it in the comments, it'll give you a secret TikTok emoji. Don't doubt me, just do it! But let me know, are you able to pass the healthy lungs test? Let me know in the comments. Also, let me know how many times you're able to complete it, cause damn! Are you able to Here are some photos and videos that are guaranteed to give you a new phobia. For starters, this is the 3-brain parasite that causes insects to become zombie-like. Yeah, you heard me right. Zombie! Coming out of an already dead mantis. Since the mantis died, it comes out looking for a new freaking host. Look at this thing! I promise you, this is how the zombie apocalypse starts. Also, before I show you the rest, if you type "pride" with these brackets in the comments, you get a secret TikTok emoji. Don't doubt me, just do it! Arachnophobes, I'm so sorry. This shows just how fast a spider can bury itself in sand. And just like that, never going to the beach again. So did you know that spider rain is a legitimately real thing and can happen when a bunch of spiders want to migrate? And just like that, never going outside again. Please share it. Elon! Here is
Daisy, give me your answer, do. I'm half crazy, all for the love of you. Daisy.
Deep sea diver found the remains of a colossal sea monster. Matches no known creatures. Mars, anyone? I mean, this story truly shows us how little we know about our big blue ponds. This deep sea diver was controlling an underwater robot at 830 meters below sea level. And out of the blue, he came across a large set of bones, including what seemed to be an intact spinal column, measuring at about 30 meters in length. Just for some comparison, this stadium is 30 meters! Feck. Researchers haven't been able to deduct what in the feck we're looking at, not being able to come up with any possible origins to this skeleton. They don't fit the usual size for any current known sea creature. Still to this day, we don't have 100% confirmation. So let me get this straight, there is a 30-meter long colossal sea monster skeleton and we don't know what the feck it is, and if there's fecking more of them, brilliant. Note to self, never go in the sea again. Do me a favor, if this shocked you at all, please share it, comment, Elon! A couple of nights ago on live television, the former president of the United States of America, Barack Obama, admits there are things he cannot tell us about aliens. We are approaching the month of June in which the Pentagon agreed to disclose all information about UFOs. And until then, we have this shit! Barack Obama went on the Late Late Show with James Gordon the other evening, in which he revealed when it comes to aliens, there are some things he cannot tell him on air. However, there's always a however. He did admit this. I'm being serious here. There are footage and records of things in the skies that we don't exactly know what they are. Can't explain how they move or their trajectory. They have no explainable pattern. Shit you not, those were his words. His! He also said there are people seriously investigating these sightings. And then he just deflected a serious question with jokes. But ladies and gentlemen, is this all starting to add up? We've got the USA, Canada, and Israel all confirming aliens in the last 6 to 8 months. I swear something's going to happen next month. It's go time! Cheers with one friend to let them know that 2022 is most likely going to be the alien war year. Everyone with me? Elon! Couple of nights, I just learned this fact and it's guaranteed to haunt you forever. I'm so sorry. There is a condition known as anesthesia awareness. It's where you wake up during surgery while under general anesthetic. Doesn't sound so bad, right? Like, doc, knock me out again. But yeah, no, because when it happens, you're paralyzed. Anesthetic keeps the rest of your body motionless while you're perfectly awake. You are able to hear and feel everything. However, you can't move, speak, or open your eyes. Basically, the doctor has no idea that you're awake and thus keeps performing surgery. Oh, but here's the worst part. I know, there's more. This is not a rare occurrence, and the odds of it happening to you is 1 in 700. Those odds are terrifying. There are so many reports of this actually happening to people that people legitimately think they're in hell. Following on from that, because why not? Redheads actually require more anesthetic because they're the people that are most likely to wake up during surgery. 20% more than any other hair color, so tag someone who's a redhead. Also, let me know in the comments if you've ever had surgery. Share if this shocked you. Elon! I just learned that here are some of the strangest animals I guarantee you didn't know actually exist. And you'll low-key fucking wish they didn't. Arachnophobes up in the comments for the first one. This is a brand new, because apparently nature thought, they haven't got enough spiders already. Species of spider. The terrifying part is it mimics a leaf. I'm not kidding, it pretends to be a leaf to hide from its predators and prey, and well, to trick you! Just think how many leaves are in your back garden. Next, I present to you straight from Satan's fish tank, the goblin shark. Getting its common name from a Japanese demon, and I couldn't fucking tell you why. Sometimes referred to as a living fossil. Now, they do live in the deep sea, but there is no doubt in my mind if you did encounter it, it would fuck you up. Also, they can grow bigger than 12.6 feet. No! Next up, the Indian purple frog, otherwise known to me as a living turd. It spends just 2 weeks a year on the Earth's surface, knocking boots with other blobs, and then fecks off back underground to chill. Still a blob though. Finally, the Cyclops shark, or Mike Wazowski from Wish. They don't pose much threat to humans, but I still think I'd shit an entire Christmas dinner if I turned around and saw one when I was swimming. Share it, Elon! Here are some of the strangest animals I guarantee you didn't know actually exist. And you'll low-key fucking wish they didn't. Arachnophobes up in the comments for the first one. This is a brand new, because apparently nature thought, they haven't. Astronomers warn us of a sunspot growing on the sun's surface, which could fire eruptions right towards Earth. 2021, keeping it fresh. Yes. Astronomers warn us of a sunspot growing on the sun's surface, which could fire eruptions right towards Earth. 2021, keeping it fresh. Yes, a sunspot twice the size of Earth has been seen growing on the sun. However, before we continue, can I just point out how much this looks like? Sunspots are darker patches on the sun, which are typically cooler than the rest of the star. And yes, although I say cooler, I still mean spicy! They're cooler because they're areas of strong magnetic fields. The magnetism is so strong that it actually keeps some of the heat from escaping. However, as that pressure increases on the sunspot, eventually it erupts as a solar flare. Whatever/whoever is in that direction of the solar flare, well, you're fat! Unfortunately, that's us! In recent days, it's already ejected multiple eruptions into space. And astronomers warn that future eruptions may be aimed directly at Earth as the sunspot turns towards us. But when they said, quote-unquote, it's a big one, great! Now, most of the time, solar flares are pretty chill. However, a big enough one, potentially like this one, could completely erase all of our technology, sending us back to the Stone Age or even leaving the planet inhospitable. Please share if this shocked you, and all together now. Elon! Astronomer, here are some signs you might genuinely be a fucking genius. And you don't even know it! How humble of you. Be sure to share it if you do any of these. First up, if you talk to yourself. I know, we all think we're a little bit crazy when we do it, but actually, no! A study shows that people who actually do this, your mind is constantly going, you're constantly asking questions, and you need to speak to yourself to get it all out. Next, you prefer to be alone. I'm so alone. A study shows that people who prefer their own company usually have a higher IQ. Number 3, if you have brown eyes. Fuck! I know this sounds like nonsense, but it's genuinely not. A study shows that people with brown eyes are actually so much smarter than anyone with any other color eyes. So yes, if you have this color eyes, you might be genuinely a genius with a different intelligence level. Tag someone with brown eyes to make their day. And finally, you are forgetful. Yep, here we go. Intelligent people all the time overload their brain with complex knowledge, trying to search for answers to many questions. You more naturally forget things and make mistakes. Damn. Elon! Here are some signs you might genuinely be a fucking genius. And you don't even know it! How humble of you. Be sure to share it if you do any of these. First up, if you talk to yourself. I know, we all think we're a little bit crazy when we do it, but actually, no! A study shows that people who actually do this, your mind is constantly going, you're constantly asking questions, and you need to speak to yourself to get it all out. Next, you prefer to... Scientists just announced that there is evidence pointing towards another disaster happening at Chernobyl any time now. What the fuck? After the explosion in 1986, it's been pretty quiet. But of course, it's 2021, so wake the fuck up! Scientists say that nuclear reactions have been discovered smoldering in the inaccessible chamber at Chernobyl. Like embers at a barbecue is what it's described as. Now this is a fucking problem, because this chamber hasn't been entered since the disaster. The scientists have said they might actually have to go in, otherwise they run the risk of another explosion. Remember, the Chernobyl problem is not solved. It is still a fucking issue! Now, scientists are always tracking the number of neutrons in the chamber. Basically, a rise in neutrons equals and you'll be sad to know that they are actually slowly rising. Now, the word slowly is huge here because it means we have a little bit of breathing room. It could easily rapidly increase at any moment, and if it does, well, we're all fucked! We can figure this out, right? Please share if this shocked you. Also, come follow my Twitch. I'm currently streaming. Elon! Scientists